Hello and welcome to Divine Messages with Polly Wirum and Max Ryan. That's always a tongue twister for me. So my name is Polly Wirum, and I'm the founder of Gateways to Peace. That is with the number 2, and so gateways2peace.com. And I'm an intuitive, a mom, a wife, live in Anchorage, Alaska, but love to travel out of there to do work and have fun. So, and then Max Ryan is my partner in crime on this show and other things that we do, and where we take people that we know nothing about, and that's one of the rules that we have is we want to know nothing about you, because we love to share the messages that we receive, whether it's how we feel, what we see, what we hear. We share those messages, and we don't want to know anything about you because we don't want logic to cloud what comes through. And so Max and I will share with whoever we have on the show, and it's always fun. It's unrehearsed and just whatever. We never know what's going to happen. So here's Max to talk about what he does.
Awesome. Good to see you, everyone. Great to see you, Polly. I feel like I just saw you because you were in California, and we had an amazing time. And just so all of you know, Polly and I have been working together for a couple of years now, and we do this show here for all of the internet viewers, but we also do Divine Messages Live, where we create an environment and a gathering with people that is just a beautiful situation. And we had a wonderful, amazing time last Friday night, where we had about, I think it was about 15 people, and we sat in this amazing room at the Mystic Journeys bookstore, and we raised the vibration, we delivered messages, and Spirit was really there that night. We were so happy, all the people that came. Right, Polly?
It was amazing, and my husband actually came and watched for the first time because he hasn't seen everything that I do, and it was really nice. It was interesting because, you know, Max and I work in some ways very similar to each other, and then in some ways different. And so it was really interesting to get an opinion of, you know, somebody that really knows us and can share of how we share differently, and you know, and our strengths and how we support each other. It was really cool. And the one thing is finding, you know, like I feel so blessed that I have Max doing this stuff with, because we work so well together, and it's really a really fun experience for sure.
Yeah. It's about a vibrational match. So,
yeah.
So I just wanted to say that before we got into the show today. So everyone, welcome again. It's great to have you here. We love doing the show. We love helping people. Our whole mission in life is to raise the vibration of the world however we can, and one of the ways that we can do that is by doing this intuitive work, by delivering messages to our guests and then to you, all of the viewers. So we welcome Callie down there. We will meet her in just a second. So let me tell you something about myself. My name is Max Ryan. I'm the creator and founder of AttractPositiveResults.com, where I help people to move in their life from confusion to clarity and from fear to love. So you can attract positive results and just have a life that feels amazing, that feels beautiful and incredible. And so I do that a variety of ways. This show is one. I have a Periscope. I'm on Periscope at least 3 times a day doing daily meditations, teaching about law of attraction, and I have a brand new show on the first network of Periscope called Parachute TV, and it's called Taroscope, where I do tarot readings, and it's just a wonderful thing. So I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to have Polly in my life, because Polly and I we are a vibrational match, and we have a lot of fun. So it is wonderful to be here, everyone. So, so sit back, hang out with us. The messages that you're going to hear today could very well be for you, even though we have our guest Callie today. We usually have 2 guests, but we have 1 guest today, and it's all good. And we'll talk about how you can be on the show at the end. But just sit back, relax, listen, because I'm sure that there's going to be messages for you. So the beginning, what we like to do is to do a prayer or a meditation before we start to get us in the vibration of clarity and love. So everyone just take a big deep breath and shut your eyes. Dear Mother, Father, God, Divine Source, Universe, all that is, we come together today to deliver divine messages of hope and love and anything that can help the viewers, that can help our guests today, and can help ourselves. We allow ourselves in this moment to connect with the beautiful, amazing flow of life. We step back from the craziness of the ego mind. We step back from our expectations that are from lack, that are from fear. We step back from those in this moment, and we allow ourselves to just relax a little bit more deeply into the present moment that is full of love, that is full of hope, and that is full of peace. You are someone that has come here today looking for some support, love, and guidance. We pray that that support and love and guidance will come through the divine today. And take a deep breath. And we say, thank you very much. And so it is.
Thank you. That was very pretty.
Nice. Oh, I feel good. All right,
So,
Polly, do you have something? Go ahead.
yeah, I do. So I feel like, so these are just messages that are coming to me right now. But take a nice breath in and release. And as you release that breath, imagine that you are releasing all the toxicity, all the toxins, anything that has been in your life, been in your mind, floating around within you, bumping into you, around you, anything that you feel you are finally ready to let go. And as you release this, realize it's falling away, and in its wake is an amazing, brilliant self, an amazing piece of you that has been waiting to be discovered. As you let this stuff go, as you let these imaginable things that you thought were inabilities, as you let these go and you shine and you show this amazing piece of you, it's like this amazing piece of art that is part of you, it changes your life. And you will find people coming to you, gravitating to you. You will have this gravitational pull coming to you because of this beauty you have within, this wealth of knowledge, this beauty you have within. And it's not knowledge for knowledge's sake. It is this piece of artwork that you have been polishing and working on your entire life, and it is now time to let it be seen by others. Time to share that piece of art that you have been keeping inside for so long. It is time to finally put that on display and let others come to you, and really rejoice that you have this in your life. Take a nice breath in and release.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So interesting, Polly. This has never happened on the show before, ever, ever, ever. And my whole role is to just give you what I get, just to give you where I'm at and give you what I get. And this has never happened on the show. And I actually don't think that Polly and I, that's ever happened on the Divine Messages anywhere. I have a very strong vibration of fairy energy. Very interesting. Of fairy energy, sparkling energy, sparkling energy. I just get a lot of energy that's like crackling. And fairy energy is like new, and it's the spry, and it's a little mischievous, it's a little fun, it feels a little like, and a lot of people will say to me, myself, that I have fairy energy around me for other reasons just than the obvious. But the I'm gonna come out. Okay, so but. I just had to have you snort once. That's what I
Right, you did it.
So anyway, let's come back. Okay, so the message here is really about this, like, there's a lot of hope there's a lot of hope in the world right now. There's a lot of like, oh my gosh, it could happen. It could really happen, and that kind of, and really, it's like that. And I will not bring up the D word, which is the Disney word, because whatever. But it's a lot like those characters that you know that are like, whoa. Oh my gosh, whoa, this is really good. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of excitement in the air right now, and I really believe that, I mean, it could be the new moon, it could be where we are with humanity is shifting, and we know that, we talk about it every time, but there is this energy of like, oh my gosh, something's going to happen. And I feel like anyone that's listening to this right now really does need to hear this, and really does need to be like, you know what, and I'm just going like this, because it's just like this sparkling energy that I feel that a lot of people that are listening to this might be getting in touch with that, or they need to get in touch with it more in their life. It feels really beautiful. It feels very beautiful. And so just kind of to wrap up that huge message and what's happening with this energy is that I'm almost positive that's what's happening, and my guide's coming in right now, and he's like, you're right on, is that there's a lot of excitement in the world. There's a lot of excitement for new things, new change, and going really to the magic place. Go to the magic place. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Well, and I also, like, from what the message that I got, what I feel like, and I think that this fits with Callie also, is I feel like we all, because one of the things that I really believe is that we all come into this world to create something and share it. But a lot of us struggle with what we want to share, and it can be, the way we raise our family. I mean, it's a myriad of things. You can help the homeless, do poetry, whatever strikes you. But we have this ability to create and share, and that really brings love and peace and raises the whole vibration. But I really feel like a lot of us have almost, if you look at in the continuation of time and over lives, and I believe all lives happen at once, but we have this thing that's inside of us that is almost getting, almost to that perfect point of presentation. Like, it's time to let that beautiful soul, to show that beautiful soul, and to share that, and that people will come to you. Because another thing about this time right now is it is a time of finding soul groups. Like, we are attracting the people that we work with, and that includes you, Callie. We are attracting the people that we work well with, and so you really have to let the essence of who you are, and this is to you, Callie, you have to let the essence of who you are share that. And I'm hearing Mother Nature, but share that, share your gifts and share your knowledge, and people will come to you. You actually have, people will actually come to you. Like, I don't feel like you need to be traveling to them. I really feel like if you put, you've got to, put yourself out there so they know you exist. But people really will come to you for your presence and your knowledge. But it's not just like book knowledge. I'm talking about knowledge of, that comes to us however it comes to us, right? I'm talking about there's knowledge, it's like that you just know. It's just kind of this raw knowledge. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Okay, Max, do you want to add? You probably want to say something with this.
Well, yeah. Okay, so let's just go right into to talking to Callie. So Callie, you can unmute your microphone now. That would be great. Callie, it's so interesting. You have a spirit that's just it has this thing about it. It's so interesting. You have a spirit, Callie, that's kind of like an old soul and a new soul rolled into one. It's so interesting to me. You are, when I first saw you, and actually when I was seeing your emails, it's kind of like you have so much knowledge, but you're also so much like, I don't know, anything can happen. But that actually shows to me, and when I say new soul and old soul, Callie, it doesn't mean you're more advanced or less advanced. It's just what the context of that's coming to me is that you have great knowledge in the ways of spirit. You do. But then there's another part of you that's just like a little child that's like, I don't know. Maybe this could happen. Does that make sense, Callie, to you? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, good. And you know what? right now, this time in your life, and I pulled 3 cards for you, which I usually do in all my readings, and the first card I picked for you was the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is it's really interesting because the Hierophant is, do you know what the Hierophant is?
No.
Okay, the Hierophant has a few different meanings, but one of the meanings is, that applies to you, is the bringing together of spirit and physicality. Bringing together of spirit and physicality. It can also mean alliances and marriages and like a priest or a rabbi or something. But the underlying of all of that, what does a priest do? What does a rabbi do? What does a pastor do? They bring in, hopefully, they bring in this, like, how do I live in the world but not, how do I live, no, more like this, how do I live in the world but not of the world, and bring it together into one spirit. And I really think that that's what you're about. I really do believe that that's what it's about. It's like, how do I live in this world as a physical being and still really be, it's like this, it's kind of like, it's very much like, wow, like Archangel Uriel, who's my archangel. It's like, how do you live in this world but not of it? How do you create heaven on earth? And you in this moment right now, and I feel like it's very strong for you right now, actually, it's like this feeling of like you're coming together. The pieces are, it's like, I feel like it's 2 globes, and then they're going like this, and they're starting to come together. And I feel like you've been like this for a long time, and now it's really starting. It's you were like this. God, it's so interesting. Spirit's just telling me to do this. You were like this for a long time, and now, like, the pieces are starting to go like this to become one. Does that make sense? Does that even mean anything to you?
Oh, it does. I'm being a student of listening to the laws of the universe and the law of polarity right now, and I'm just like soaking it all up for like a sponge. Like, oh wow, you know. I mean, it's like I've had the knowingness, but it's like it's a deeper, you know. It's just like I'm really maybe just it's just like it's just attaching itself to me in a different way.
That's a great way to put it. It is attaching yourself to you in a different way because it's because there's something about the physical and the spiritual coming together right now.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Definitely. Polly, did you want to say something?
Yeah.
I see you going like this.
Well, no, I actually so I pulled this card. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it really does show that how you have the physical energy, like how when I look at this card, how
the roots in the ground.
Yeah. Right, but you also have, so you definitely have the being physical or being connected to the earth is very important to you. But you also have this exchange with, you know, you can say like the cosmic energy. So you really can have, you pull from both, and it's bringing it together for you right now. And I feel like you're getting ready to really, I'm hearing explode, but not literally explode. But I feel like it's getting ready for you to really show what you've been creating. And another thing that I was getting is empowerment through your hands. So do you use your hands, or what do you use your hands for? Because your hands are very powerful. But I also feel like when I'm looking at you, I see you looking at your hands and not really knowing what you want to do for your life's work, or not really knowing what you want to do with your hands. But your hands are very powerful. And the other thing I was hearing is your philosophy of life is really changing. And then one other thing that I was getting, and that's been happening the last 2 to 4 years, it's been changing. The other thing is you looking at, it's almost like you stand by a river and there's the current going by, and then you look at things kind of floating by. But I feel like some of those things, grab hold of them, because I want you to be a little bit more active in your life. Does that make sense to you? Grab hold of them.
It's calling to me.
Yeah, grab hold of them, because there's some things that, you know, they'll come around again, but you're more empowered than you think you are. And I just grab hold of them and really play with them and really use them.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. And I just need to pull this up because I picked 3 cards. We'll talk about this one in a second. There's 3 cards that I picked. First was the Hierophant. Second was the King of Rods, but we'll talk about that. But the third one I picked was one that has come up over and over, and I need to listen to this too. So this is something that's very much for you, and it's kind of what Polly is picking up. The Seven of Cups is all about kind of like, I'm not sure, maybe I should a little bit. But what this card usually always tells us is that it's time for you to let go of your limitations. It's time for you to let go of what you think you can accomplish, and it's time for you to like kind of, you don't have to go with one thing, but really just kind of move into it. It's kind of like jump into the water. Take the chance. Keep going. I think you've been doing that a little bit, but there's still a little bit of maybe. And I think it's, and I have to say, it's about owning your power. It's about owning that you're much more, like what Polly was saying, you're much more powerful than you even know.
Right.
You really are. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And part of that, I have to say that it's not just like looking at things and saying, okay, how can this serve me? Is this going to help me with my studies of life or whatever? I really feel like you need to do some of this stuff just because it's flippin' fun, just because it feels good, and just because it allows you, it takes you to a place of more fun, because that's part of who you are, is this engaging, fun person. So you've got to make sure that you're putting yourself out there to be engaging and fun, because you have this, like I said before, people will come to you to hear you speak, to get, you have this knowledge base. People will come to you for that. But you also need to go, how Max was saying earlier that you have kind of this young soul, younger energy and older energy. Play with that, some of that younger energy, because the older stuff is where you're studying. Have some fun. Yeah, right. So have some fun with it. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, and just being in curiosity instead of just just doing more than being in being curiosity.
Yeah, and do it. Allow yourself to do it without thinking you're going to learn something. Right? Like you're doing it just because it's fun. Like, a roller coaster or something. I won't do a roller coaster, but I did do
I will.
I did a wave runner.
You did?
Yeah.
I was so proud of you. So
it's doing things like that are like, it's the balance, right? Because you have that really, old soul energy that can educate the world.
Yeah. I'm going to mute myself for a moment. You keep on talking.
Okay. Let me just tell you this really quickly while you're muted, is that while you were saying that, I just got the song, the ABBA song, and I know you don't like me to talk about music, but the ABBA song, Take a Chance on Me. Take a chance on me, da-da-dun-dun-dun. Because it feels like, for you, it's kind of like, just like, have fun, jump in it, and really just sink into the fun of it. Because I feel like, you Callie, for many years you put a lot of self-imposed blocks in front of yourself. And you put a lot of self-imposed blocks in front of yourself, consciously, unconsciously, but it doesn't matter. But for right now, it's like, and I think that you know this intellectually, but I think that it is kind of like what, I think that Polly was saying something about like, kind of like get out, go do, go connect, go do those things, because you do have this kind of, and I'll just tell you what Spirit's telling me right now is that this is not a judgment at all, and before it flies out of my mouth, you have this quirky attraction. You have this quirky attraction that is very unique, that is really interesting, that is fun, but there's also that knowledge thing that you have going on. But, God, I get the chills all over. But Spirit's really saying, stop insulating. Stop insulating. You know what's interesting? God, and I don't know. I have no idea, really, if you found me through Periscope or whatever. Periscope might be something that might work for you, because it's about getting out there and seeing who's out there and who is a vibrational match for you, because I think that there are a lot of people that be like, she's cool. She's a really interesting person. I really like her. I mean, I'll get off my Periscope bandwagon right now, but something like that. Callie, does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
started getting into seeing some of the Periscope, and I got really hooked into that. And I was like, and and seeing people traveling that are showing off places around the world, and I just was loving it. And then I've taken a break from it, but it's
Okay.
really interesting to me.
Good. But do you hear that message Spirit's trying to say that it's about you really have something that can really inspire people? You do have something that can inspire people, for sure, for sure. Do you hear that?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
So
Polly, did you want to say something? Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm curious, do you have like a group or something right now that you work with, or a group, like who do you interact with right now? Do you have because I see you with a group, but do you have anything like that right now?
You asking me?
Yeah. Hmm.
I just participated in a 3-day uh, seminar with Bob Proctor online.
Oh,
The
good.
Think and Grow Rich,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
just a wonderful community of people, and it just seemed to be right in match with the way I think and reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And even though it was it was just freakingly amazing, astounding, and I made connections with people on the Facebook, some
Perfect.
groups with that, and now I joined a mastermind study group because it's like, okay, this is really going to help me to jumpstart to discipline my creating, having my daily habits and rituals that really to take charge and take control of my paradigm in a different way.
Okay, because you definitely like I said before, your philosophy of life is really changing, and you do put yourself out. You don't even have to put yourself out there that far, and people will come to you. I mean,
Yeah.
you do have to make you've got to you have to extend yourself to some to some degree. They're not going to open up your door and walk in, but
Right.
you will have people that seek that seek your presence for sure.
Did you
I'm
say
also
Did you say seeking people? People seeking? Did
Yeah,
you say that?
yeah.
Okay, so I just had to say this. The King of Rods, when it's reversed like this,
Uh-huh.
when it came up for you, and I'll tell you this, I thought the same thing, is that this card is all about, there's a few things, but one of the things that it's about is actually you, Kelly, seeking out and reaching out and finding help and finding advice and finding people. They're looking for you just as much as you're looking for them.
Yes.
They really are. They really
Yes.
are. Because
I'd like to join them just because that's been I for many years I've followed along listening to the pioneers out there, the positive thought, changing your life, and like Louise Hay, Tony Robbins, Jack Campbell, Tracy, all those people. And so they all got a similar message: is utilize that greater wisdom that's really there. And I've come to recognize and realize that I wasn't ready then or what I know now. And I just can't kind of insight to me was like, that's because it took me all of this time to get to where I really start to develop the relationship with the self,
I agree.
and self-acceptance. And so now that that's come together, it's kind of all, come together, and it's given me more confidence and more, to bring and to really. I'm also a part of a group right now that is kind of a little past the middle of it. It's called the Ultimate Success Masterclass. It's all about, starting out with building the relationship, the rituals, the daily rituals, the gratitude writing, and all these things to really activate so I'm not going on and on and on. I'm kind of slowing myself down just a moment here. So basically, the core thing for me was, it really woke me up, was that I was being shown another way, the way that I relate to the world, and the way that I can understand and interpret is like, there's this woman, Natalie Ledwell, who is the founder of what's called Mind Movies. And so she uses this as a tool to help people to be able to manifest. And so taking and utilizing the foundational tools, and finding your core passion, your core values. She,
Yep.
even brought in somebody, about the passion test process, and then, coming to be clear on what your core values are, and then taking that plus your intention statement you started earlier on, combining that into your own made mind movie. And I've got one, and it's just like, when I'm looking at it, it's like I've got on there, because my ultimate goal when I started the class was to be a distinguished author of personal development, or something around on that lines. It's something to get me started. And so my songs that I chose starts out with "It's My Time." And it's like inviting myself to step into that, and then it's like all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, with a photo of me sitting up lounged on a sofa. It's like being really embracing that, and then boom, right into action. What my the opportunities, possibilities, that this will help many, many people, and then seeing myself being financially, prosperously free.
But I want to say this really quickly. I freaking love everything you just said. It's so fantastic. It's the reaching out. It's the development. It's doing what you're. But I want to tell you this, because the Spirit. I'm going to tell you two things. The first thing I want to tell you is that Spirit goes, don't let her get away that this is about anyone else but her. This is only about you. This is not about other people. You let go that it's about other people, because it's only about your development. It's about you living in spirit. And as you live in spirit, as you apply all the things you're learning, and as it starts to work for you, then everything else falls into place. Does that make sense, Kelly? I know it's a little bit of a slap in the face. But I want you to know this. I want you to know this. Hold on one second, because Spirit's very strong for me right now. I want you to know that really, for you right now, the development that you're doing is raising your vibration, and you're doing the right thing. It's all amazing. It's all really good. But when you go to the place of, now I'm going to change the world, don't go there. Don't go there.
Okay.
Stay in the place of, it feels so good. It's like, and then I'll let you talk, Polly. Yeah. It's like what Polly was saying. Do it because it feels so good for you, and everything will then unfold. You don't not use what you're learning, but the main focus is for you.
Because because as Callie, as you have all this excitement.
I'm sorry if that was too gruff. I just had to say it. Sometimes
it's okay.
It comes through very strong. Go ahead.
Yeah, because as you, Callie, have all this excitement for life, and you're learning all this new stuff of how you work with the universal energy, that raises everybody. Yeah. It doesn't just raise you, it raises everybody, and that's the key thing. And the other thing I want to ask you about is one of the first things I wrote down about you was empowerment in your hands. And so then you mentioned the writing thing, that you want to write a book or something. But your hands, doing something with your hands, you can do it. I'll just say that. But there's one other thing I want to say. Besides doing, your hands are very empowering for you. But here's another question I have for you. Do you have a life partner? Do you want a life partner?
I do not have a life partner.
Do you want a life partner? This is what I really want to talk about. I'm sorry.
I am
Spill the beans, Callie.
I am.
This is what I really wanted to talk to you about, Callie.
I feel like that could be a very good contribution part of my life.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It would really enhance your life. And I feel that here's the thing. If you are open to it, because it's part of this whole thing that we're talking about, the group, you're going to, put yourself out there, engage with other people. and there's going to be this group that you can meet. I actually feel like the partner comes through the group. You can have this partner, and that brings a whole nother element into your life. And I have to say that I think you probably have kind of thought that you closed that door or something. That door does not have to be shut. You can have this partner in your life, and it brings in all this other goodness. And so it's kind of like when I was talking about how I saw things floating by and you not grabbing them. I'm telling you, there's still some things in your life that you can grab and still have in your life. You don't shut the door on them. And one of them is a partner.
I would like that.
Here's the deal. The cards don't lie. I literally reached over and I said, "What about partner?" And I got the 5 of Cups turned upside down, which means the healing of past emotional relationship crap, and it means that a new friend, hope is renewed, a new person is kind of waiting there for you.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a new person that's like, oh my God, there's someone that's just going to be like, whoa, she's cool. I want to hang out with her. I want to be with her. And if and this is what I feel, it will start out as a friendship, and it will turn into something that's more than a friendship.
Yep, I totally agree. I feel like there's somebody that is going to be very special to you in your life, and somebody that, you know, it'll be really cool because you're going to be able to go and do fun things together, kind of explore things together and do cool things. So it's not, I mean, it's almost like you're a little kid exploring the park together.
Which comes back to the fairy thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so I encourage you to put some thought into that.
Yep. And I just want to say, I want to show this really quickly to the audience and show you these are the cards I've used forever, the cards I use all the time, the first cards I was taught with, and I was taught by writing a few words around the edges to remind me so I don't have to memorize. And I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but on the very top of this it says, hope renewed and new friend. Hope renewed and new friend. And I think that for you, Callie, it really is about the social thing.
It really is.
Something about the social thing. So, yeah. So that's
it is. It's going to be a good thing. I mean, I feel like, you know, you'll meet this group of people, or however, interact with this group of people, but there's going to be somebody that comes through that, and it's really, it rejuvenates you.
Yep.
But part of that is, you know, things happen, they're going to happen anyhow. But I also encourage you to take the time to take a few more risks on fun.
Yep.
Because you're so educated.
Yeah. I mean, diligent with my energy.
Well, you are. I mean, oh my God, you have a library in your head.
Yeah. And I'm sure.
I even got into the healing arts as part of the to heal myself, and it ended up leading me to reversing a birth condition that I used to have with cerebral palsy, and that I no longer have.
Yeah.
You're powerful.
Yes.
You know what, dude, you're powerful.
An example of that, you know, that labels and limitations are not in stone.
Right.
That's right. And that's part of the creating heaven on earth, which we talked about earlier.
Yes.
That's part of that vibration of creating heaven on earth. So, oh my gosh, Callie, so much is coming up for you. So we're gonna kind of like bring it back home now. We're gonna kind of wrap up here. So this is the part of the show where Polly and I just open it up to you to ask us, you know, just one burning question that we might not have covered yet, that Spirit didn't tell us that you needed to know. One or maybe two questions that you might have came in here with. So you can ask us, and either Polly or I will address that depending on what we get. So, Callie, do you have any questions that you would like to know about?
Okay, I would like to start with what would it take to have what's been brought up, of the possibilities to be actualized.
A change in your mind. It's all your thing. I mean,
Okay.
you have already proven, Callie, that you have changed something about your physical form that is literally a miracle.
My body and my mind.
You're a miracle maker. Everyone's a miracle maker if they fall into it. But right now, the only thing that will take is for you to really change your mind, because you have a limiting belief that only certain things are possible.
Okay.
So you've proven to yourself, Callie, that you can break through that limiting belief by healing what you've already healed. So now you just look at it, the next thing, whatever that is, whatever it takes to go to that next level, you just have to be like, okay, I'm going to apply that same exact thing that you did with the cerebral palsy thing. You apply it to this thought that's saying that it's like, oh, it's not possible. It is possible. It's really your thoughts. You are so smart, and you do know so much, and sometimes, as a Virgo, I know my thoughts can keep me blocked because I know so much. So what you have to do is you have to identify that limiting belief thought. This is going to sound so corny and so like, woo, yeah, you've read a million fucking books. Look, oh, sorry. It just flies out of my mouth. But listen, you have got to just go, you know what? It's just a belief. It's just a belief.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it like this. This is what I want you to do. Callie, I want you to be like, it's not this big mountain to overcome, because that's the way you're looking at it right now. It's just this little thing that you can go, oh, I'm going to take this little thing and go, I'll put it over there so I don't see it right now, and I'm going to keep moving. You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know what the results are, but you're going to take that belief that it can't happen, and you're just going to be like, it's over here. Now I'm just going to move forward and be the little child that you are. That, I don't know, because that's what you have. That's so good for you. That's so good for you. Polly, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I agree in the fact that just simplify. So if, just come down like with two, with 2-word things of what you want in your life. You want a fun companion. Fun companions coming your way. I mean, so just really simplify it so that you just know that it's coming. And then put yourself out there. But, just allow, it's really knowing, for you, it's actually, so we're talking about a lot of things that, that you can have in your life today. So rewatch this and be honest with yourself about what do you want in your life, and then write it down.
I have a burning question.
Yeah.
I might as well get right to the point.
Yes.
Is that one of the biggest challenges that I am experiencing right now is seeing the results of the paradigms of my some of the working towards moving out of the limitations of even being on welfare into self-sufficiency. The financial is huge.
Perfect. Okay.
And I've been having a time with that. It's like, okay, now that I'm taking about, it's like, it's like the question, well, what do you really want? It's like, well, what do I want? It was like, when I'm asked that, what do I want? Well, there's so many things I want. I would love to be able to go play with music or play with, and be able to do more in life, and everything it requires getting my finances in order.
Here's the first thing that I would do, and this is just one of my buttons that gets pushed. Okay. But the first thing I would do is simplify. So when you start talking about, I knew you were going to say financial, but then you start talking about paradigm, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's just like clouding everything. And so just, you know what? You want resources. Yeah. You want disposable resources. That's what you want. You want to be able to go to X, Y, and Z. You want to be able to have food on your table. That's what you want. And so you really have to be clear. It's all about financial resources, right? And these possibilities. It's not about paradigms.
Yeah, it's not about paradigms. The paradigm is your ego trying to complicate it. The ego loves to make it complicated. And I'm going to come back to the very beginning, really, that Polly was so right on in that have fun for fun's sake.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be in the moment for the moment's sake. It's a big lesson for you, and it's coming to you because you are able to get it. You can get it. There's
Yeah.
no doubt you can get it. But then you want to be really aware, and we can't solve all the problems. We're going to wrap up right now. Not the problems, all of the challenges that your mind thinks it's going on right now. The only thing that you have to know is that, oh, my ego wants to make everything complicated. How interesting. Don't make it complicated.
I mean, Callie, here's the thing. You could sell flowers at a Saturday market. You could do, I mean, there's like a gazillion. Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it, is because you're so bright, right? And so share some of what you have, these abilities, you know, you have these gifts, you have these abilities. Share some of that.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know what? That might be fun just on its own. Maybe you go out and do something and you only get $5 in a day, but you have a lot of fun and you meet a lot of people. And that's part of the whole.
Because I want to tell you this, and then we're going to wrap up. Now we're going to wrap up because we're done now because of the time period. Here's the deal. I want to remind you, if you haven't heard this maybe 50 million times in your life, Callie, you're being held in the palm of the divine.
Oh.
So you don't even have to worry. No matter what happens, you're all good. We're all being held there. And I just got that, such a beautiful message, and I think that we all need to learn that. And for you, Callie, does that make sense for you? Can you feel that? Yeah. And you know what? When we know that, the ego goes, oh yeah, I gotta shut up.
Yeah, the ego's just trying to protect what it knows. So
that's right. That's it. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. But really, and in kind of summation, I'll give my summation really quickly, is that you have an amazing, amazing resource of knowledge and light and experience that many, many people will like. Don't take that into your ego. Just know it. And as you know it, the right thing will come for you to do that. And you really are, I want you to really make sure you're connecting with that. I don't know, fairy energy. Just go. I don't know why. I'll just do it. Okay?
Is it a good path for me to be on and being and doing more with the circle of people that I've recently connected with?
Well, I'm going to ask you that. Is it a good path for you to be on that circle?
I feel like, you know, I'm being drawn to it.
So you have to follow. If you really do want to do what you just said you did, you want to, you have to learn to follow that inner GPS. And when you follow it, you can teach others to follow it.
And this is going to be the last thing that I'll say because I know we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go.
Callie, the thing, you know how you feel excited when you read books and you're like, you know, it's like you're finding another kernel of knowledge. When you feel excited with a group of people, like studying something with a group of people, or you meet a group of people that are really fun, when you feel that excitement, that's a green light. I'm going to hang out with these people because they're fun. So maybe they're studying. You know, maybe they're not studying a darn thing and they're just having tea on Sundays. Who cares? If they're fun and they make you feel good, that's what you need to be doing. It's as simple. I mean, oh my God.
It's like creating a family for myself.
It is.
That's what I'm needing to do.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Yes.
And I really believe that you have the opportunity to really do that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let's we're going to say a little bit of a prayer to kind of seal this up together. I just feel like saying that, and then we're going to wrap up. So let's all close our eyes and take a big deep breath. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you for these amazing messages. Thank you so much for Callie coming here and just laying her heart out there, laying her her soul out there so that the divine can just pour in messages. Obviously, we were able to bring a lot of messages for Callie, and hopefully a lot of messages for all of you that are watching out there. We sit in this moment knowing that everything is perfect. We sit in this moment knowing that no matter what happens, on the outside or on the inside, that we are being held in the palm of the divine source, so there is no fear, there is no competition, there is no guilt or sacrifice. There is only peace and love and joy. And we take a big deep breath. And we say thank you very much. And so it is.
So it is.
Okay. Callie, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your light. We appreciate you just revealing yourself. Thank you so much.
And an inspiration, because you're so well learned. Holy moly.
Yep. And I think that you were a big reflection for a lot of people watching.
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
I'm feeling musical now.
You're welcome. So Polly, in wrapping up here, thank you so much. In wrapping up, what would you like to say? And then I would say mine after you.
Okay. So I have just started a new radio show, and it's on Blog Talk Radio underneath spirituality, the headline spirituality. So it is going to be every Tuesday at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to open that up. I'll do readings for people, but I also want to open it up if people have, you know, some amazing question about an incident with an angel, or they have some question about law of attraction, or whatever. So it's readings, but I also want to open it up to people, to whatever spiritual stuff is going on in your life, or that you want to just share. So Blog Talk Radio, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. And I really welcome, any of your comments. And my website is Gateways2Peace with the number 2, gateways2peace.com. And I'm also going to be, there I am. Oh, thank you.
There it is. There it is,
you.
everyone. Look, Gateways. I'll just talk Gateways2Peace. And then there should be a .com over there. But .com, Gateways2Peace.
Thank you. And then the other thing I'm going to do is Periscope. I was doing this and I took a little break, but Periscope at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. So that's going to be right before I do a Sunday evening spiritual group. So it'll be right before that. But I welcome any suggestions, any comments, any life stories. I love that stuff.
I love that. And pretty soon, I have the feeling the next day or two, the link to your radio show will be on your website. So you can just get on there.
So
I just feel like there's a vibration of that happening. I don't know why.
You're awesome.
Thank you, Polly, for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much, Callie, for being here. I really do. I don't just say this. I really do believe that, Callie, that your story was a really beautiful reflection for a lot of people watching today. So I love that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So let me just tell you all that I'm on Periscope at Max Ryan Coach at least 3 times a day. So you can get a daily meditation at 7 a.m. Pacific time, where you can start your day off, or whatever segment of your day you're going into. You can start off with all of us. There's a beautiful group of people there. And then we do Law of Attraction. And then I also am on, I haven't told you all this because we're off, is that I am now on the first Periscope TV network, which is called Parachute TV, where we do my show, which is called Taroscope with Max Ryan. It's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. And then I just going to do a little bit of a plug, is that it's Halloween, and us intuitives and psychics and witches, it's that time of the year for us. So I created something for all of you, is that I am doing literally a super slasher Halloween sale, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's a 30-minute intuitive readings for only $35. That's incredible. Incredible. You would never get that with me. I'm usually $150 an hour. It's $35. Here you go. $35 for 30-minute readings. So, and here's the deal. It's only until November 1st at midnight. So Sunday at midnight, it goes away. If you want to have a 30-minute reading with me for $35, please go to attractpositiveresults.com. I'll show it to you right here. And you can get a 30-minute reading with me. Here it is, attractpositiveresults.com. And you can, and it's already right there, you can get a 30-minute reading with me for only $35. It ends November 1st to buy it, and then you have to book your reading in November. It's not going to be past November. I just have to say it's a pretty good deal. I love helping you. I love doing this stuff. And literally today I was like, super slasher savings. What does that mean? Oh, that's what it is. And I followed it, and that's what it is. So $35 for 30 minutes. So that's my spiel. That's my spiel. So, all right. So we will see you at the same exact time next week. Oh, wait a second, Polly. We didn't ask them if they want to be on the show.
Oh. Yes, we are. If you're interested in being on this show, and our only requirement, because if you've been watching it, we know we've had people from all over the world. Our only requirement is we don't want to know you. We don't want to know anything about you. So if you're just like, if you follow Max on Periscope or you've heard me on the radio or whatever, then contact us or contact through Max's website, attractpositiveresults.com.
Yeah.
So you can be like Facebook friends or something, as long as you're not pouring your heart out and we know that you're looking for a job and you're, your butterfly died.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. All right. So we just obviously we're so serious here. It's just too much. So please send us an email at info@attractpositiveresults.com. And you can go on attractpositiveresults.com and see the requirement. You do have to be available at this time live. That's just the only requirement, and they're willing to be on camera. So we are looking for people. We're always stacking people up and getting them into our next few shows. So we would love to do that.
And then live, you're going to be here in Alaska in January.
At the end of January.
Yeah. Also, maybe, we weren't sure, but maybe I'll go to California. I'll go to California in the beginning of January.
Well, oh yeah.
But you're going to go to New York. We'll figure it out.
San Francisco for 5 days in San Francisco, the 17th, 14th, 16th, 17th, whatever. The middle of January, I will be in San Francisco doing and hopefully speaking at the Periscope Summit.
Oh, cool.
So that'll
Very
be good.
Cool.
So I'm just trying to find more things about that. So it's great. So we all love you. And remember, please always remember that you are being given divine messages anytime, any place, and all the time in your life through many different forms, through people, through places, and through situations. So we will see you next week, and we love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.